Hello, Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. Today we have another giveaway for you, and we are giving away the Tier 8 American Premium Medium Tank, the Freedom. Now, all which you need to do to enter this giveaway is leave a comment on the video with !duck followed by your gamer tag and the console of which you play on. The draw will end on Sunday the 18th. At which point I will post a notice on my channel, let you know who the winner is, and I'll also respond to the winner on the comment on the video to let them know, and then we can arrange for the tank to be credited to you. So again, all we need to do to enter this giveaway is leave a comment with !duck followed by your gamer tag and the console which you play on. The draw will end on Sunday the 18th, and yeah, that's it. That's how you enter. Now I've got two replays to show you in the tank which you potentially could earn, so let's get on with it. Okay, so here we are for replay number 1 on Kasserine, and if you want to see the equipment and crew we are using, you'll see that at the bottom of the screen now. So what is the Freedom? Firstly, it's a pref matchmaking medium tank, which means you will only see up to +1 matchmaking, so you will only at worst case be in lobby with tier 9 tanks, and the most time you'll be playing against pretty much tier 8 matchmaking most of the time. And yeah, so that is a really great feature about the tank. It's one of the original pref matchmaking tier 8 tanks. I say it's a medium tank, and by definition it is a medium tank, but it's very much like a heavy medium in the fact that it's not particularly quick. I mean, you've got a top speed of 40 kilometers an hour, but you can feel a bit sluggish to actually get to that top speed. And you do have somewhat, when you're fighting sort of tier 8 and lower tanks, your armour can be good. It's not as good as it used to be when this tank first came out, but it still can be very trolly, and you can have those games where you bounce a lot of shots. The side armour is very weak, and you definitely, if you're playing this tank, want to be as straight onto your enemy as possible. You do have sort of two, you have a cupola, which is an easy weak point, and a lot of the tanks now have such good penetration that you can go through your armour, but there's quite a lot of space armour on the turret to sort of absorb the heat shells, etc. So it's one of those weird ones where you can have games where you bounce a lot of shells, and then you'll have other time where people are just going straight through you. So here we are for the first game here on Kasserine. It's sort of standard battle. We're poking up to this ridge just to try and get some side shots, as you can see in these tanks there. You've got 240 alpha with this tank with 10 degrees of gun depression, so you can play those ridge lines quite nicely. Unfortunately for me, I've got a light tank coming behind us now. I'm not going to completely turn around for him. I don't want to just expose my armour to all those tanks in front of us. And it's a bit frustrating. We put one shot into him, but we need to sort of be conscious if that light tank tries that again, because we don't really have that much cover behind us. They do try and do that. I'm trying to poke up and get as many punishing shots in here as I can, but I'm now down to sort of 600 hit points, and yeah, it's not ideal because the enemy artillery, the enemy front police is looking at us as well, and we're kind of dead if we stay in that position with the artillery. It could just potentially focus us out. So we're going to try and move back because there's quite a few tanks going through the sort of other side and potentially moving up to our base, and I just wasn't happy of where I was position wise with the artillery, with the light tank potentially going to come behind us. So I just tried to move around. I mean, I've got a tiny bit of damage, 800 damage, sort of 200 assistance, but being on 600 hit points at this stage of the game is far from ideal. So fairly even game at the moment, 13 versus 14. You can see it looks like there's potentially tanks pushing towards our base, so we are going to have to be aware of that. Just because we're not the most mobile tank, so we do need to get back. We feel like we're going to need to get back. We're going to have to sort of make that commitment early to give us enough time to get back and potentially get the base reset. But I'm kind of stuck in two minds right now, because I do want to go back towards the base and try and get some shots in, but also I don't want to, it's quite a slow tank, so I don't want to end up getting shot in the rear when I go back. So I try and come around this side to see if I can help out our friendly tanks on the A1-2 line. But now I am going to start to turn my attention towards the base. And it got off to a really slow start in this game, to be honest with you. It's still, we are technically winning right now, but it's still a very even game. I think my plan is to try and get some damage on the tanks on the right hand side, but as I make that approach, I spot a medium tank which looks like, I think, a Guardian STG, and I think he's about to cross through the middle, and I might be able to cut him off and potentially get a few shots in and pick up some damage on this tank, because he is full hit points, and he is going to cross. We pre-aimed a shot, and unfortunately just Jesus says no on that one. He's aware, we are a 2-shot to this tank, but we're going to try our best to sort of keep frontally on and hide our cupola the best we possibly can, because I imagine he's going to be trying to snipe that right now. We've got 2 shots in. He comes around, it's a Russian medium tank. We can set him on fire quite regularly, that SGG, so if I can try and go for a sort of an engine shot, that might give us a better chance to get rid of some of his hit points. But we are going to try and come around. Hopefully he bounces a shot. He does bounce a shot. Now we know, worst case, we have got the kill. He may put 1 shot into us, but we're hoping that doesn't happen. But either way, we should be able to finish this tank off. We do so, and we don't actually eat any damage in return, which is nice. So we're now on to 2,000 damage with 1 kill, and the game is at 10 versus 7. We've still got a few light tanks that have gone back to sort of deal with the tanks coming to our base. I think they're going to need our support, but I am going to try and get some early damage in these tanks in front of us, before we move back, just to make sure that we definitely win this side as well. And then we will probably need to head back to make sure we give us enough time to get that base reset. But we get a nice shot into this J Panther 2, which puts the J Panther 2 onto a 1-shot. We should have the finish here. He misses his shot, thankfully, otherwise he could have killed us there. But we do pick up the kill, and now we're going to try and get another shot into this enemy medium tank. But I don't quite have the shot, and I do definitely now need to turn my attention towards the base. So 6 versus 5. So again, it is still a very close game throughout. There's at least 2 enemy tanks making their way to our cap circle. We do have 1 light tank or artillery, and there's a tank destroyer. I think our friendly tank destroyer is a Borsig in that direction. So hopefully they should be close enough to get at least 1 reset in to give us enough time to get back. With only 1 tank in the cap at the moment, we've got 2 minutes. So that is enough time for us to make it across. But if they put both tanks in the cap circle, then we might put us under a little bit of pressure. So we're going to try and get over there as quickly as I can. Like I say, I'm hoping that they don't all just jump in the cap. I know there's at least 2 tanks over here, and then there's a tank destroyer as well, which I don't know where that necessarily is. So there's at least 2 over here, then there's a TD unaccounted for, and then we've got the enemy artillery, which won't be over this side. Well, I assume it won't be anyway. So our friendly light tank has gone ahead. He spotted both tanks. He spotted the enemy T29, who is low, and then you've got a full health enemy Centurion, I believe, there. So we're going to try and move in and focus out the low health tanks first and kill this enemy T29. I need to kill this before I'm in a situation where I've got the Centurion coming around my side, otherwise I'm dead. So I guess we're going to push forward and try and kill this T29. We do so. Enemy Centurion puts a shot into us, puts us onto a 2-shot to this Centurion now, and I kind of need our friendly Borsig to close in the distance, because our Borsig's got all the the hit points here, and if both of us are here, we'll be able to deal with him quite comfortably. But yeah, he's making his way over. I can eat 1 shot off of the Centurion. I don't really want to put myself on the 1 shot, but I just really want to get as much damage as I can. I'm trying to pull him back so he gets shot by the Borsig. He's fired now, so I've got time to just try and put my 1 shot in. We do put it into his drive wheel. It gets tracked in place. We're going to try and keep him tracked in place. He puts a shot into us, which now I think he's actually running a small gun by the looks of it, so we can probably eat another shot if we need to. We bounce another shot, puts him onto a 1-shot, puts him onto 3,600 damage and 2,500 blocked, and then he gets taken out by our friendly Borsig. He does make his way over there in the end. So yeah, we're on about 3,600 damage, 2,500 blocked there, with 400 assistance and 3 kills. So 2 tanks remaining. I'm assuming that they're going to be towards their sort of base. I mean, there's an enemy G-Saw, an enemy artillery. We're going to really struggle to spot this enemy G-Saw, but we do have a friendly light tank in the game, so I'm hoping that he's going to go forward and scout out, because we are on a one-shot to this G-Saw, so we have to, you know, you could still lose this game. You know, it's a 5 versus 2. It's still winnable for the enemy team. I mean, that G-Saw, you know, he's got a deadly clip, good camo. And we, like I say, we are very low right now. So, but we're going to try and move over there and just try and get as much damage out of this game as we possibly can. This is the pain of the Freedom. It just feels like a little bit slow at times. And when you get the big maps, it just feels a little bit painful to cross the map. You know, for a medium tank. That's why I say it's definitely more of a sort of medium heavy tank rather than a medium tank, if you like. It's basically the Super Persian. It's exactly what it is, but it's a skin version. It's the American skin version, so you get this camo, which may be your thing, might not be. You might sort of prefer the sort of less out there ones. I actually don't mind this concealment compared to some of the ones you have. I think like the enemy the T29 skin, you can get the American skin. That's a bit too much out of there because you've got like the rockets and stuff on it. But this is a, you know, you can still obviously it's an American skin, but it's less out there than some of them. So enemy artillery, I suspect is going to get taken out by our friendly light tank. But we are going to try and head over to get a shot in. Like I say, I'm concerned about the G-Saw. We get spotted on the other side, so at least we know where that G-Saw is. If we can try and get to this ridge in front of us without getting spotted, then we should be able to stay protected from that G-Saw. But we're just going to try and get a shot into him if we can. We do get one shot into him, puts him onto a 2-shot to us now, and just, you know, try and, yeah, I feel like we're going to win this game now. It's just about getting as much out of this as we possibly can. So I'm going to move this ridge, which will give me the opportunity to shoot the artillery, but he gets taken out by our friendly artillery, and now it's just this one remaining G-Saw, and it's just whether we can get any more shots in just to top off this game before we move on to the second replay of the video. So we know exactly where he is, but our light tank is moving in now, so we should spot him, and we're just waiting for him to get detected and try and get a shot in here. We actually go for a blind shot there, which we should have held out for because we could have now shot this G-Saw, but we're almost reloaded. We're looking for a tiny shot. We do have a small shot, puts him on. Well, he is on the 1-shot to us now. Can we pick up the kill and miss that shot? He kills our friendly light tank. But then hopefully we actually do manage to land that kill shot there, picking up our 4th kill of the game. Bringing us into replay number 1. So let's see how we got on before we move on to the final replay. We get 4 kills, 4,100 damage, 400 assistance, 2,500 block, picking up the high caliber and the first class. So let's move on to the final replay of the video. Okay, so here we are for the final replay then. This time we are on Liberty Falls, where there is 2 artillery in the game. I don't think there's any light tanks though, so that's quite nice. But yeah, not a massive fan of Liberty Falls, if I'm honest. I'm just hoping we don't get shut down by the artillery. We do have a friendly pleb actually with us in the Skoda in front of us here. I think he also goes on to have a good game as well. So we're going to just try and move forward and try and get into the position on the left hand side. The dangerous bit is moving in here. I get spotted and I lose a lot of hit points. We are playing quite aggressive, but I kind of got a sense with our medium, you see where he's moved up, but there's not actually that many tanks here. There's a Chrysler K playing in a sort of tank destroyer position, but I'm going to just push forward and just take this advantage here, because I suspect there's not a lot of tanks down this side, and if there's not that many tanks, I just want to push forward, kill them, and try and get to the rest of the enemy damage. So we're going to try and get a nice shot there into the Chrysler K, puts him onto a 1-shot there. He should get taken out. Does get taken out by our friendly pleb there in the Skoda T26. And now we're just going to keep this sort of train rolling and try and win this side as quickly as I can. Because like I said, I think we do outgun them there. There's a Carnarvon Action X. Obviously that tank does have fantastic DPM there. We're going to try and focus out this enemy Centurion to the left first, so we only have to fight sort of deal with the 1 tank in front of us. Centurion we do manage to pick up the kill, and now together we're just going to go and try and deal with this Carnarvon Action X here. We're going to try and keep him tracked in place. His ammo rack gets damaged. Just going to go for the drive rule shot again to try and track him in place, which we do. Put us on to sort of 800 assistance now, 1,000 800 damage, confirming our second kill of the game. I think block 1,400, still on full hit points at this stage of the game. Enemy Tiger 2, we have 3 farms on the open, so we're not going to say no to this damage. Just going to try and pick up as much of this. Unfortunately, we do, the spot gets lost, and yeah, so we're just going to try and move forward and deal with the rest of the tanks in front of us. We have quite a lot of tanks in front of us right now. We're going to try and just, while this tank destroyer is in the open, we're just going to free farm him. Like you can see, you can use the ridge lines for this tank with that gun depression here. You can use the ridge lines quite well. We'll try and keep the TD tracked in place by going through the drive wheel. Unfortunately, he does have a repair kit and he's able to get out of there. So, see if we can squeeze in a shot into the Tiger 1. It's now at a 14 versus 10, and it feels very much like a win for our team because we put the enemy team under a lot of pressure. We kind of won that 1-2 side very, very quickly, and now the enemy team are trapped, and it's literally just been a free farm at this stage of the game. One shot Tiger, we should have to finish here to pick up our third kill of the game. Putting some to 3,000, just shy of 4,000 damage now and 800 assistance with 7 tanks remaining. Just trying to push forward. I know the artillery's around here somewhere, and then there's this enemy tank here, medium tank in front of us, AMBT. Auto reloader, he bounces one of his clip here. We try and go for a shot again through the drive wheel. We do track him in place, and then we should have the finish here. Again, we've still not lost any damage in this game. It's just been one of those steam train games, to be honest. 3 tanks remaining. It feels very unlikely that we're going to get to any more of the damage, if I'm honest. I'm not really expecting to find any more, but we're going to try and head over there regardless, just with the off chance we can pick up another shot or get lucky and pick up another kill. There is an enemy tank in front of us. It's probably going to be the only one we might get a shot in. Just try and jump off the cliff, and we lose our first bit of damage there to the cliff jump. But that brings us an end to the game. Like I say, it's a bit of a steam fest. I just wanted to get a couple of replays out so you can see what you could potentially win. How do we get on? We get 4 kills, 4,000 damage, 800 assistance. This time getting the high caliber and the ace tanker. So all what you need to do to enter this giveaway is leave a comment with !duck followed by your gamer tag, the console you play on. Draw ends Sunday the 18th, at which point I will post up to let you know who the lucky winner is, and then we can arrange for that to be credited. So good luck everyone, thanks for your amazing support, and as always, happy tanking.
Enemy in sight! Hadouken!